Good afternoon, students. Today we are doing sense organs, nose, tongue and the skin. Now, I just want to tell you an episode. There was once a person who was reading a newspaper sitting in the chair in the balcony. So suddenly what happened was he just rushed to the kitchen, to find out that there was some leakage of gas. So this proves that the nose is the strongest sense organ in our body, and because of this his sense, uh, he went and he could put off the gas which was open, but we did not light properly, so the gas leaked into the air and he got the smell. So nose is the strongest sense organ in our body, and actually the gas which is there in your cylinders doesn't have any smell, but because it won't smell, if there is leakage people won't know and there will be a fire, so they put a substance in it called mercaptan, to which has that odor which you get. So this can catch fire if it is just leaked in the air. So when there is leakage, this mercaptan will give you the smell, so that you take precautions. Okay, so the nose is having a dual function. One is it is a sense of smell. It has the olfactory receptors in the nose inside, and the second function is it is a part or organ of the breathing system, respiratory system. Okay, so the nose is divided internally into two sides by a septum, and the lining of the nose is having a skin, you can call it epithelium, which has the receptors for sense of smell. So what happens is, here there are different odor molecules actually. They settle on the nose mucus lining. They get mixed with the mucus lining, that mucus, and the receptors are stimulated, and then the message passes to the brain through the olfactory nerve. The olfactory nerve takes this impulse to the brain. The brain will interpret whether the smell is good or bad, or pleasant or unpleasant. Okay, when anything goes wrong, your food sometimes smells bad. Okay, that interpretation is done by the brain. The nose doesn't know whether the smell is good or bad. It only takes the impulse to the brain, and the brain will interpret whether it is good or bad. Now the next organ is the tongue. The tongue and the nose work in the same way. The tongue has on its surface, it is in the floor of the mouth, it has something called taste buds. So the taste buds contain the receptors, taste receptors. They are for different type of taste: sweet, bitter, then sour, okay, salty. So these were the four tastes which were earlier said that there are different parts which are receptive of different type of taste. Okay, today it is said that the whole tongue has receptors for all this taste together. It is not a part is not only for salt, or a part is not only for sour taste. What it does is, it is an organ which is fleshy and muscular, and when it has receptors, the receptors will get stimulated by the things what we have in the food in the dissolved form. So the taste, different type of taste molecules will get dissolved in your saliva, and then it will stimulate the taste buds and transmit it to the sensory nerve fibers, which will take it to the brain. Again, here what happens is, the brain will interpret whether the food is good or bad, whether it is tasty or not tasty, whether it is very delicious. All these will be interpreted by the brain. Now coming to the last of the sense organs is the skin. The skin is said to be the largest organ sense organ in the human body, covering the whole body, and it is having two layers. The outermost upper layer is the epidermis. The name says epi is outer, and the inner layer is the dermis. So the epidermis is made up of the cells which are dead cells, the outermost layer, and it keeps on forming new cells. There is a renewal of the cells every some days or few hours. Okay, we don't realize it until we have a cut or a bruise that gets healed up, because new cells are being formed here in this epidermis and they are replacing the old ones, dead ones. Now similarly, there is the skin color, which is different. Everyone is having different skin color. That is also because of a pigment called melanin, which is present in the epidermis of the skin. So what melanin does is actually it protects us from the bad effects of sunlight. So when you go in the sun, sometimes you feel that your color changes. So more melanin is produced in our body to take care or to avoid damage to our skin. Okay, so and the upper layer is constantly replaced by the new cells. Now the dermis is very important because the inner layer of the skin is very important because it has all the different structures. That is, there is a matrix of connective tissue. Okay, so in that we have the blood vessels, the sweat glands, the sebaceous glands, then the nerve endings, then hair follicles. All these are present in the dermis. So together they work, epidermis and dermis. We cannot isolate any of them. Both are important for us. The epidermis as well as dermis work in integrated. Okay, so what happens is, apart from all these, the dermis also has the nerve endings or receptors for the different type of things we come in touch with. For example, it has pain receptors, it has the pressure receptors, it has the other receptors like all these hot or cold. Okay, we come to know whatever comes in contact with us, we come to know because of the receptors. That is pain receptors, then temperature receptors, we feel hot or cold, or it is pressure receptors and the others. So all the receptors are also in the dermis of the skin. So with this the lesson is done. So you just read the lesson well and answer the questions at the back of the lesson. Thank you.